Now I'm asking Signe Rinkule, academic rowing champion, and she's also alumni of the Riga Medicine Medic University. Applause to Signe. Thank you. I was eating a lot of porridge. That's why I'm so tall. Hello, everyone. 2 days of very complicated subject matter about bigger, smaller kids. I work at the Latvia Olympic unit, and I have children, different children coming, big athletes. And those who are older than 18, they are still children. And problems are very different, and each child is an individual case. And this time I will talk more about not fat people, I say well-rounded people. And we are so different. We are taller, shorter. I am the non-standard child. It wasn't that easy for me in sports, and I should be thankful to my parents who were coping with me and who were really very patient. And my coach has a fewer hair on his head. I did that to him. And my son had problems as well, and I was trying to encourage him and push him and pull him. And Mr. Appens said that maybe he wanted to have his grandchild to be an Olympic champion. But I guess I don't really want my grandchild to be an Olympic medalist, because it's a very hard job, and there's a lot of investment on part of coaches, on the part of parents. You have to say very many things, and you have to pay attention to many things. And today I will try to tell you in short about the nutrition. What can we do? I am 85% of muscles involved in the sport that I do. I'm sorry to the other sports types, but the tendency so in order to have a wonderful basketball player, you have to have both parents be involved in rowing, because these are the couple of cases that I have found out to be true in my life. This is a nice picture. Maybe you recognize yourself. Maybe you recognize your friends. At an evening in front of a TV, we do have no time. We're always in a rush. And when I am asked what to make for children, when I say a porridge, then people say I have no time for that. And when we want our children to eat healthy, we should start with ourselves. We should check our fridges first. So what do we have in the fridge? And what can we offer our children? Because all the nutrition habits, as everything else we do, the health starts with the children looking at us. They are learning from us. And one evening, Reinis asked Mozgis how to teach the child to drink water. Actually, we give them the first pack of juice and the first candy. And when I started asking the child or their parents, it turns out that the water always there's always some sugar in the water, because of course it tastes better. And then the question is, what do our children should eat? And broccoli, of course, would be perfect, but it's not the case. And we have all learned about evolution. So the first picture is as it is, but for the second day, sitting in this hall and spending the 8 hours on the way from Liepāja to Riga and back, and then we all sit down like that. And it's actually right what our colleague did. He get us all stand up. So what does happen to this beautiful theory? So this is the last picture that we all should see. And I think that it's homoglycosis, actually, not Homo sapien, the last picture. It's not that I have invented this. I'm just watching my grown-up son, and then his practices. He plays basketball. What do they take with them? It's Coca-Cola, Fanta, water. That would be perfect. I was trying to buy water for all the team at the competitions. Let's see what I was thinking what to tell you during this presentation. First of all, I want to say some serious stuff, and then maybe I will entertain you a bit. We know that obesity is like a big, frightening thing for all the society. And everyone says that I have chosen a very bad profession, and everyone usually looks into my plate. I don't eat just leaves and breathe the fresh air. We can eat everything, but we have to watch when we eat it and what we eat. And when at the table people find out what I do, they ask what I can eat or what I can't eat, what time I can eat the last time in the evening. Unfortunately, every third 11-year-old is overweight. And it's maybe we can't talk about obesity, but there is extra weight. And so the tendency here when people come for consultations, we try to lose weight, but as Mrs. Sauga said, we should also check that we don't reduce the muscle mass. And when we are losing weight, we always have to follow the muscle mass. This is where we should count things. We should sit down and analyze things. And I always ask, what do you eat? It's always very hard to remember what we eat. Not so long ago, a month ago, I participated in a hockey play skill camp, and children had come to check their equipment. I had like 70 13 to 15 years old boys, and when I asked them what did they eat the breakfast, the statistics is that like 50% of children don't eat breakfast, and they don't make the breakfast themselves. Whether we like it or not, we have to wake up and we have to make the breakfast for them. Talking about the bad statistics, of course, you can see that 7-year-old boys, this is where we are. It's not that we are very obese, and then we can see that more fat children are in Cyprus, Spain, Portugal. Those children are for some reason fatter, maybe more sun. And when we look at the same statistics at 2006, look at the sea blue color, we see that 10% of young people are overweight, and this is 2010. These are not the last data, so we are actually getting heavier. But we can hope that it's muscle mass, but I think that it's not true. It's not true. So extra weight or overweight and obesity. When a child or a youngster comes and we tell them that they should get involved in sports, it's very hard to get involved in sports if you look different. I've never been short. I've always been tall, and everyone was pointing at me with a finger. I hated gymnastics in sports academy, and I'm very happy about the coach who actually taught me, and he helped me to understand what I can do or what I can't do. But it's not always the case. And I also heard that, you know, when people talked about children being different, I think personally that there's always a way to get children involved. Not long ago, I had some relatives coming over from England, and then I came back. I saw juices and potato chips. Why there are potato chips in my house? It turned out that you put on the bread butter and chips and whatnot. So if in England chips are potatoes, here we have potato chips. So 35 tons of food, that's how much a person per lifetime eats, how much food they consume. And when you see what people are buying, then you can definitely tell when there's a children's party. So there's pizza, there's Coca-Cola, and there's other stuff. If the party takes place 1 year, we can do that, but we shouldn't do that on a regular basis. And when I asked for, a small or a bigger person to write what they've eaten for a day, there are some health habits. Professor Mozgis mentioned the same research, the same study. And when we look at how many, what's the percentage of people eating breakfast, so 51% of boys in age 15 have been drunk. And we don't eat breakfast, we don't do sports, and it looks terrible, but on the average, Latvia doesn't look that bad. So what are the health habits? There have been many studies carried out, and they are not like big studies, but those were carried out by students just to see what is happening with our school children. What are the stumbling blocks? Why can't we teach something to children, and why can't children listen to us? And children are always in a crowd, and they don't really want to stand out among their peers, and they will look at what other children do. The regulations of the Cabinet of Ministers, they say that that in education institutions those regulations are good, but there is a problem. Many children have not been taught at home or haven't been showed at home the healthy habits. If the child eats pasta with ketchup at home, and then if they go to the kindergarten or school and they give them veggies, then they will not eat it. And according to the regulations, the salt should be added not a lot, and then children are not used to that, and they would not eat that food. And always there's a question, who's made the menu for children? Even you can make tasty food with little salt, and you can make good food without ketchup. And then if a child has never had like a fresh tomato or cucumber, it's very hard to get them. And there are many regulations and many official EU papers, but what we try to do, if we're looking at anthropometrical parameters in children, then I will agree to Mrs. Sauka that when we analyze the anthropometric data of an athlete, you always have to check the balance between fat and muscle mass. And if you don't do that, then it's sad. So if we look at what children put on their plates, then usually there's some stuff that they leave on the plate. And it surprises me that where is the cafeteria, or where our children go for their and what do they actually get to eat there? and they have snacks and soft drinks. So everything starts at home. If we offer healthy food and veggies, and he will try to find a way to keep eating like that outside the house. So what they leave on the tables, on their plates at school, it's usually veggies, and it's like 73% of veggies what they leave on their plates. Besides potatoes, which are not veggies actually, there are potatoes, cucumbers, and many other things. That means that our children haven't learned it. And we can tell them that you should eat this and that, and especially if they get, start complaining about things and they get uneasy. How do we usually make them keep silent? We just give them some sweet, and then we don't understand what's going on. And so a mother came to me, and they couldn't understand why a child is gaining weight. And he's been offered goat's milk because this product has a lot of fat in it. So children eat fruit, but it's a stumbling block for the adults, because and if we eat too much fruit, we can actually gain weight and have too much fat. Milk. Why should we talk about milk and say that it's a bad product? And if a child is healthy and everything is okay with him or her, and he has his body doesn't refuse milk, then it's okay. We shouldn't be consuming like the real milk straight from the cow, and taking into consideration what Professor Ergl said. He said that there's not too much good stuff in it for our hearts. We can always find something that we can try to find good things for children, but the problem always is that we lack time. So there was this study where the portion size was checked at the school cafeteria, and then they took pictures of what was left behind by children, and we could see what children eat and what they don't eat. And talking about the same hockey camp, I had to offer a menu for them. It was like plus 30, all kinds of sauces. We should just say no. I heard behind the doors why this is so dry, why there is no yogurt sauce, why there is no mayo, why there is no ketchup. And so the first thing was offered was pasta. And now I will tell you this, that I think, but I really hate Latvian pork chop. It's tasty, but not for athletes. Let's say that if we compare just a piece of meat and a pork chop, it's the difference is like 250 calories, and there's a lot of fat and a lot of flour, and consumed fat takes away energy. And it takes away from our muscles, and we don't want to do anything after eating a pork chop like that, and we have to take into consideration. So this is the portion. The first one is stewed veggies. They don't know what it is. That's something terrible for them. And when we offered potatoes with sauce, everything with gravy, everything is eaten up. It is. I don't want to like say that it's bad quality food, that is publicly made food, like publicly available food. We know that there will be a lot of flour, a lot of potatoes, because it stuffs us up. but there will be no meaning in that food, no real value in that food. Maybe let's give the children a bit less, but let's have more nutritious food. And from this portion we can understand what are the eating habits at home. Of course, it takes a lot of time. I will not tell you anything new, but how else we will teach the child how to eat right? If the camps are taking place in rural areas, and the ladies there, they make the food, and that's very fat food. And we can change things around a bit. And we can also know that all the little stores around the area, all the Snickers and Mars bars are bought in those little stores. Here, so buckwheat was the type of food that was mostly left behind. So buckwheat is not eaten. Maybe they don't like it, but I think that mostly the reason for this is because they haven't had it at home at all. So if the pupils don't go to the school cafeteria, then they will look at everything else that they can find in the area. And this is another study that was made by our students. So what they can find around the school. This is a Plaunieki gymnasium. And this is in the radius is like 1 kilometer. And we were just looking at all the food options. So there are restaurants, there are little shops, little food stands, and there are many shops around in blue. And then our first gymnasium, where do they go? They go to Old Riga, to McDonald's. So we try to tell children they don't like the food they are offered in school. They don't eat at home, and so they just run to fast food places. And we want something from them, but we don't teach them how to go about these things. This is my high school where I was studying a long time ago, and it was included in the study. And what happens in this Babīte high school is that children are not allowed to leave the territory of the school during the breaks. And there's a big yard, in a big backyard, where we could all jump and run. They want to run. And if we try to calm them down, nothing good is going to come out of it. And if we give food with them from home, we give them like fruit, then we can actually provide them with good things. And also at the school cafeteria, we can find something good that they can eat there. It shouldn't be like cakes or buns. And everyone says that yogurt and buns and cakes is not a real food, it's just a snack, but actually sometimes our food is made up of those snacks. Let's remember what was told by Appinis and Erglis and Mozgis. How many of you have Nutella at home? So it's kind of tasty. I always think it's terrible. I will not say that I've never had it at home. So what's in there? You can see yourselves. Remember what Professor Erglis said yesterday. So see the palm oil. See how much there's sugar. Okay, how much cocoa we have. And the good things are too few in there. So Coca-Cola with the Nutella bread, maybe a hamburger, maybe some other snacks, and then we get addicted to these things because there are these additives and these soft drinks. They give a lot of energy, but then the energy is lost very quickly as well. And then we try to snack all these things that are tasty, but they are not good. But we buy Nutella bars for them, jars for them, and we don't try to look for healthier snack choices. So what are the recommendations? Mr. Apenis had a slide about that we have to teach the children what to drink. So there's a picture about juices. So see how much sugar is in that pack of juice. So the norm for adults, it's like 20 grams of sugar per day. So how many packs of juices do children drink? There is a lot of sugar in there, and we teach it ourselves. To have bad drinking habits. Teach children to drink water. When I tell people to drink a bottle of champagne, it's okay. But when I tell them to drink a bottle of water, it's like, wow, bad news. So see how much sugar each of these drinks contain. We know Coca-Cola, Fanta, and usually, that's okay. There is an alternative. And you shouldn't do that, and no one should do that, but we can scare people. Eat the glass of sugar per day and then see how it's going to look. And the biggest stumbling block is our healthy and tasty yogurts. But when you look at how much sugar they contain, tasty good yogurt, Valmiera yogurt, 31 grams of sugar. Yeah, I know that young people who drink like 2 liters of yogurt per day, and then they see that their pants don't fit anymore. And this is not a healthy type of fat that you're gaining while drinking this. Next frightening picture. It's very easy when you have it like this. You can tell them that it's very bad to drink soft drinks. But when we have the bags with sugar, then it just adds up. And then we try to look for alternatives. Do we or do we not? What can we can improve the taste of water with lemon or mint leaves, and you just have to give the water with the child when they leave the house. If the child is healthy and they have no health problems, some reactions to certain things, then we have to look at. We have to try to include all types of products and food groups in their menu. Many times when athletes come here, so what coaches ask usually is like, what protein cocktails shakes should I have? And until 16, no extra things. You just have to eat like well-balanced food, and then it's okay by the age of 16. The size of portions. We do like big portions of food. Let's remember that the child is not a barrel. And he's doing sports, and our dear grandmas and grandpas, what do they usually give them after the sport lessons? They give them like buns, cakes, soft drinks. One thing is the sports process, and then the other process is eating process. So here in the middle, in the circle, there is a plate, and the girls from Latvian Diet and Nutrition Specialists Association, they have made this perfect plate. This is the child's plate, but it will do for adults as well. This is like a board game. So make a step, drink a glass of water, you have number 3 on the dice. You make the move and you make like 5 squats. So this is very interesting, how it's going to end when you have to drink water all the time. But remember that the empty tummy of an adult is like ½ liter big. And so so we make it bigger by the things that we eat. We should follow a healthy, active child, how much he wants to eat. Actually, we make the eating habits from the childhood, and we can teach the children to go away from the table when we have empty plates. Eating culture. How many times do we eat together with the family? And we can tell that our children eat this or that. We are in a hurry, we are running, and in the best case we buy ravioli, in the worst case we buy pasta and make it. And I can tell what each child eats in each age. When I say that children should eat broccoli, then they say, oh, they will never eat that. You should remember that you should enjoy the meal, and you shouldn't be running from the table. And it all promotes our understanding about nutrition. Of course, when you make the menu, you have to take into consideration regarding the sports type. Hockey and basketball players, it differs. Teenagers are growing in that age, and if they are opening the fridge all the time, that means that you're feeding them badly, and there are products that they need, and it's not candies and chips. You should give them cottage cheese and meat. We should see how old they are, whether they are healthy. They cannot wake up and say that, oh, they lack vitamins, and start giving it to them. There are sports specialists and sport doctors who can suggest that. I will always ask about the training process, whether you have enough strength to do everything. So hockey or floorball, those are different sport types. Basketball or rowing. We always know everything, but actually we have to check how much to who. Please read the nutritional value of the food. Of course, there are suggested energy doses that were provided by the regulations of the Cabinet of Ministers, and you have to evaluate what the child does, what are his anthropogenic indicators. The nutrition norms are changing. I have a good saying that fits to everything, fits no one, and then we just have to see how it all works out for us and follow through with that. So this nutrition facts. This is for entertainment. When we look at the nutritional value of our breakfast, well, I eat flakes for my breakfast. Then if you see that there are 53 grams of the portion and there are 17 grams of sugar, then maybe you should look for different cereal. And how to check it? You can just put some of the cereal into a glass and then see how much sugar there is. Producers are very smart. We buy, they produce. Yogurt is my favorite food. I always look at what people eat. I don't say anything, but dear parents and dear coaches, please do not suggest yogurts for your children's menu, because especially those with especially flavored yogurt. So in this little package, there are like 17 grams of sugar. And so you can take kefir and add sugar and you will get the same thing. You should eat the white yogurt where it has, like, there are no additives in that. And don't get carried away, because it's very hard to get children used to natural things. And there are many people in Latvia who are trying to change our understanding about nutrition. And so the examples that came to my mind, Grazie Musli, that's a wonderful team who has combined the muesli from the components that are grown here in Latvia. And there are some things, but there are no sugar added. It's all natural. It's easy to make. Some might say that it's expensive, and then on average it costs like €3. But actually, it means that this package will last you like a couple days, and you will eat it, and you will be satisfied. So muesli snack. This is a wonderful girl who came to me, and she asked, "What do those athletes need?" If you offer this to children who don't do sports, they will gain weight. But you should give this snack to athletes who are doing sports. So these are the good things that we can offer our children. Maybe you have to invest more money, but then maybe just ask for more attention on our part. And it asks our work and our investment, but these are our children, so we have to take into consideration these things. This is what I tell children. I need to show them many pictures and little text. What is good and what is bad? And I try to tell them what is good or what is bad in this. So in theory and practices, you can eat candies and you can drink Coke sometimes, but you just have to take into consideration that it's not an everyday snack or thing to eat. So we cannot exclude fats from our menu. There are good and there are bad fats. So what Professor Eglis said yesterday, that these fats are collected in, they accumulate in animal fat. And so everything we can find in cakes, that is that's artificial and that's not good. So we should go with natural fats. So we've made this circle. It was in English, and we also have it in Latvian. What is good in here? When I tell the children, be active and spend at least 1 hour being active. So how much calories we can burn? For example, if you eat a cookie or a bun, you would have to run 8 kilometers per hour. So then it's going to be 0. And then there are these little faces with happy or sad emotion, and then if we say tell the child, you know, you are so not active and you're kind of on the fat side, it will not work with children. And then if we supported our the parents supported, and we are all different, and we should find the golden middle way how to approach this issue. So if a child comes to me, and I ask them, is your mom kind of fat? No. Is your grandpa fat? No. Yeah, kind of. Then we should you shouldn't just get on diets and lose fat a lot. For example, in wrestling, they come to me before the contests, and then they say, oh, I have to lose that and that much weight during a week. But it all can be done with non-invasive methods, and I would like us to listen to our children and try to understand. Of course, that children have rights, but they have also duties. For example, some time ago in school, we had to clean our classrooms, and according to the cabinet regulations now, they shouldn't be cleaning the classes anymore because their rights are not observed. But and sometimes children are very surprised that the milk is not growing in the store. And so if you have questions, write me. I will get back to you. I talk to different sport type people. It takes time, but everything can be discussed. Signe, I don't know whether it was like a slogan or something. I just want to ask, you are what you eat. Do you agree to that? Yes, I will agree to that. I think that's why they don't eat vegetables, because in social media, and there was a picture of that in social media saying you are what you eat, and there was a picture of veggies. Okay, it's okay if they don't eat carrots, garlic, and I don't know, other things, but you can always find something that they can eat or would eat. And then you should go to the shop. No, you shouldn't go to the shop on an empty stomach. You have to eat, and otherwise you will buy everything and bad stuff. Applause to Signe. Thank you.